Hey y'all, so I'm going to do my June wrap up. I actually read 36 books for the month of June. I can honestly say my anxiety has been the highest it's been all year. So 36, let's talk about them and why I gave them the ratings that I did. So, I finished the Best Kept Secret series by Candy Steiner. I actually really enjoyed these books. For someone who doesn't like angsty emotional reads, I always gravitate towards Candy, especially like her older stuff, but these are really great. This one's gonna kind of deal with like a woman whose marriage like isn't really on the best of terms, and then kind of like her first love returns to town and kind of just shows her the things that she's been missing for a while. So I really liked book one. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I gave book 2 a 5 out of 5 because it was just absolutely so well done. And like you as the reader were like, you didn't even know who you wanted to pick, right? And then book 3, as I almost dropped this book on my face, book 3 is going to take a different turn. It's not going to be about the main girl anymore, but basically this girl who has kind of this like, not love affair, but definitely starts developing a deeper relationship with her piano instructor, and kind of recovering from something that happened in her past that led her to be there with that specific piano instructor to begin with. Definitely check triggers. I think all 3 of these, especially if you don't like the cheating trope whatsoever, I think, like, for me, it was fine, but I definitely think just kind of check ahead, see how you're going to feel. But if you really do love, like, angsty emotional reads, I feel like this series will be perfect for you. I absolutely love the Eden series. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I think it has kind of like the same romantic suspense kind of twist kind of themes that you saw originally in Indigo Ridge, which was book 1. And it does set up kind of what the last book for the last sibling is going to look like. So I am excited about that. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I really do enjoy most of Devaney's books, if not all of them that I've read. I don't think I found one yet that I didn't enjoy, but I really do love the Eden series, so I'm excited for the final installment. I think that comes out next year too. This one was really good. So book 1 kind of begins with this family of siblings who take their inheritance and kind of like some land they were left and build like a winery, hotel kind of resort situation. This book is going to be a second chance romance between a divorced couple. It was really good. It does have like some angst, does have some emotion. I'm speaking so fast. It also has a little bit of like some romantic suspense kind of tossed in there as well. But I really do enjoy these books. I met actually this author at Book Bonanza, so I grabbed the whole series and had her sign it for me. But I'm excited to read the rest of it. But yeah, this is definitely a 4 out of 5. Y'all, I got this book as an ARC. I absolutely loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5. This book, it's like it wraps up the series so perfectly well. You also get to see just kind of like how they became best friends since like their childhood, how like they've kind of been with their whole lives with each other. You start seeing snippets from like the first 3 books as well, so it helps you understand like context and kind of like what's going on in the background. This book will break your heart and mend it, and I was so unwell. Like I'm just so sad that this series is over. I think this book ended it perfectly on like the most perfect note. But yeah, it broke me down and built me back up, and I absolutely loved it. So this one was definitely a 5 out of 5. It was so cute, so sweet, so swoony, so angsty, emotional, everything I could have wanted and more. It was just so beautiful. So just 5 out of 5. Infinity chef's kisses for Miss Julie Olivia, because I absolutely love this book. I read this with my book club. It is a very spicy college hockey romance. I thought it was really cute. For some reason, I was a little hesitant, but I actually really did enjoy it. So if you really do like hockey romances specifically when it comes to sports romances and kind of just like rivals, sister kind of situation and like very spicy books, I think you're going to have such a fun ride. Like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I think you're going to enjoy this one a lot. So yeah. Where are my dark romance people? Because this book, she is out for revenge. She ends up married to someone she's trying to take her like revenge on, only for him to hire a bodyguard who used to be her lover in the past. So it is a second chance, dark romance, bodyguard trope. It was absolutely so well done. I gave this a 5 out of 5. It is dark, but oh my god, it was so good. It was literally so good. And this man is such a simp for her. He's like, literally, he's everything is for her. Like, I was obsessed with this man. I want him to marry me. But yeah, 5 out of 5. If you have not read this already, please do. It was so good. I was like highlighting like all their little spicy scenes, the things that this man says to her. When will it be my turn? But It's fun. Yeah, 5 out of 5. The Carolina Comet series was absolutely so good. I'm so sad that it's over. My favorite actually was book 2, which is kind of like a Vegas marriage. Like they got drunk, got married, marriage of convenience kind of situation. But absolutely so well done. It's also almost like a Beauty and the Beast kind of retelling too. Because she's like a makeup influencer and he is called the Beast on the hockey team. And he also has like a scar on his face from like a hockey injury. So it's kind of like them navigating like this pretend marriage and like their feelings for each other. But it was absolutely so well done. I love this series so much. I think this is now one of my like favorite series of all time. The other 5-star that I gave besides Blind Pass was going to be Glove Save. It is like a single parent trope. He's the grumpy goalie, doesn't really like kids and doesn't want a relationship. But oh my god, the things that he said and did for this girl broke me apart. And I told Tegan Hunter that when I met her at Book Bonanza. I said, ma'am. I didn't give her a forehead kiss because I didn't know her like that. But she deserves all the forehead kisses because this series, so well done, so good, so spicy, so funny, so amazing. Absolutely loved it. If you have not tried this series yet, please do. I had a really good month because this was also a 5 out of 5 for me. This is a brother's best friend, like childhood crush romance. He comes back. They haven't seen each other in a long bit. And then they kind of have like a secret relationship. And the things that this man says to her. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am very upset that I am an only child. Mostly because I do not have a sibling who can give me a man who is like their best friend to call me a good girl. You know what I mean? Like I'm so mad that my brother who does not exist didn't give me his best friend as... When is this going to be my story? It was just so good. 5 out of 5. This book, if you love the billionaire trope, this is going to be perfect for you. They're both wealthy, but she doesn't know who he actually is when they first meet. She doesn't find out until a little bit later. But this was so good, so spicy, so funny. Sarah Matterson is one of my favorite authors. I adore her so much. And it was just so amazing. I like don't even know what to say anymore. Like I loved this book so much. I just think, honestly, especially if you love billionaire tropes, this is going to be perfect for you. So this one, unfortunately, was a 3 out of 5 for me. And I think it was more so the fact that I did it as an audiobook. For some reason, I just like didn't really connect with it. And usually my ratings are based off of like my emotional response to the story. The spice is really, really great. I think what they were going through was very like relatable, especially like as like relationships progress and trying to find like navigate kind of like family obligations and things like that, and like finding who you are and like building together as a couple 100%. I might just reread this just on my own without an audiobook. I think it was just the audiobook for some reason. I wasn't really getting into it, and I wasn't sure if maybe it was just like the voices or just like how it was done, but I really did enjoy the first one, so I feel like I'll go back in time. But if you like a spicy Princess Diaries kind of situation, this book, and then the first one, of course, like Royally Not Ready, is going to be absolutely perfect for you. So I definitely recommend, but I'm going to try this one again. The Honey Mountain series by Laura Pavlov. I absolutely ate this series up. I also bought these from her at Book Bonanza. I got to meet her. I adore her literally so much. She is like the sweetest person I've ever met in my entire life. And I was like joking around with her husband, and I just cannot wait to see her in Vegas and give her another hug because I adored them. Like, I just love them so much. But she writes some banging freaking books. This series is like 5 sisters and all of their romances. I honestly do think it's really hard to choose because they were all so good. But this little Friends to Lovers like was so adorable and just like kind of like friends with benefits kind of situation though too. And it was so cute. But honestly too, the last one was also, I feel like, a very close second. If not like tied for first, I don't know, but this one was like an enemies to lovers. They were absolutely just so funny. Oh my gosh, it wasn't even this one. They're out of order. They're out of order. This one is a very close second, if not tied for first. It is an enemies to lovers. They were so mean to each other. They have to work together too. Like, she's on like a trial basis to work for this team, and so I think it was supposed to be like for 90 days or like 3 months, however you want to do it, that she was going to work alongside him, and then if they like could work together very well, she was going to get the job. It was absolutely just so good. All these books too were like, they had spice, they had like really sweet moments. I loved the storylines as well, But this was really, really cute. So yeah, definitely 5 out of 5. But the entire series was just so, so good. I love this series so much. This one was like a marriage of convenience. She needed him to get her inheritance, which was basically like access to her trust funds more so. And then he also lies to like a business partner that he was like with, like talking to his wife. So it didn't make him seem like, it was like a very like, kind of like weird situation where it was like, I need to pretend that I'm in a relationship so that they don't think I'm a weirdo kind of deal. I don't want to spoil it, but so they kind of like get married to make it more official. But a very cute marriage of convenience. The spice is amazing. Also, if you like spice starting immediately, it literally happens within like the first few chapters, like to be completely honest. And just it'll blow your mind. Just read it. I did this one as a audiobook as well. I don't know what it was. I think honestly it's just like my emotional connection to the audiobook itself. That's why I gave it a 3 out of 5. But I usually love Sophie Lark books. I think this one might have been like the odd one out. I might just retry it, just like reading it myself. But yeah, for the audiobook, what it was, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I just didn't really emotionally connect with anything that was kind of going on. The spice was very good though. So I will say that. And then, but yeah, I definitely feel like if I go back and I try it again, like on my own, I might like it a little bit more. I'm so sad this one's over, this series. It's just, oh, the series is over and I don't want it to be. This one is Ex-Boyfriend's Brother. Okay, it is a lot darker than the other ones as well. I love dark romance, so it didn't really bother me, but be prepared because it's like bloodier than the other ones have been. I feel like that's the best way for me to describe it, but this one was so well done. The spice was great, the banter was great, just their entire situation. But yeah, it was like Ex-Boyfriend's Brother. If you love that trope, you're gonna have so much fun with this. It's also a like Greek mythology retelling series. So if you like those themes as well, this series is gonna be great for you, but I absolutely love this one so much. And then I got the arc for Tastes Like Shakar by Anisha Sharma. I love Dating Dr. Dill, but this one was even better, which I was not expecting. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just are not prepared for it to like go above and beyond what your expectations were. This one did that. It was so good. The spice was absolutely so well done. I had so much fun with it. I just think it's also because it's like a retelling of like a Shakespeare play as well. So you have these themes in it. Their banter was really, really great. It's a little bit of like enemies to lovers kind of situation, but it was really, really fun. And I'm so excited to get the physical copy once it releases. Sweet Regret by Kay Bromberg. Also really good. It was like a second chance romance. He's a rock star and she ends up, she's like working at this PR firm that he ends up like needing, and like they don't realize that like they're gonna be working together, and she basically has to like not like babysit him, but like she has to like help his image and like accompany him to things. But it was really, really cute, and there is a theme in there that I usually don't read, and I ate it up. But the spice was absolutely so, so great. The things that he would say to her, the things he said to her, I was on the floor. It was so good. I read Crown of Lies by C.D. Reese. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I think more so, like, it was good, but it didn't exactly hit a 4 out of 5 for me as well. It is a marriage of convenience, but it was good. I feel like maybe because I did it as an audiobook, that's why I didn't connect with it as much. But it was still good. I might like go back. And I know that I got it and didn't realize it was like book 3 in a series. So I do need to go back anyway. But I feel like at some point I will go back and just try to read it on my own and then see how I feel. But yeah, a marriage of convenience. And it's supposed to be like a billionaire kind of family. And they all have like something that they have to do, I think, like for their inheritance or like their role in like the family company. But it was good. But yeah, I might just go back and try it again. Wicked Beginnings by Ellie Cotton. I did not enjoy. I gave it a 2 out of 5. It is not necessarily like step sibling romance, but it's like her uncle's stepson situation. Like they're family, but they're not. So it's like no blood relation whatsoever. But it was just like very like, it was too angsty for me. Like it was too angsty. I was getting annoyed. They're also like in high school, so I feel like that's another reason why I didn't really enjoy it. I'm 26, so as I'm getting older, the less I want to read about high schoolers and like early college. It really depends on how college is done too. But I think that's why I really didn't like it. It was like too much like back and forth, and it was a lot. So I will say, yeah, it was a 2 out of 5 for me. I don't know if I'm going to continue on in this series, but again, like if you're like me and maybe high school characters are not really for you, you might not enjoy it. I got the arc for Return Policy by Haley Dickert. It was cute. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It is like a football romance. There is like some romantic suspense kind of themes in there. I feel like also maybe just because they were so young. Like I really want to say like she was about to be a freshman in college. So it was more so like I didn't really vibe with the aging of the characters. But if you don't really mind that, and you kind of like just, I don't know, like early college years situations like that, you might really enjoy it, but I gave it a 3 out of 5. It did have like some really cute moments, and there was like some good spice in it. I feel like maybe I might have liked it better had they been a little bit older though. Paris Downcourt is About to Crumble is a 2 out of 5. It is a 2 out of 5. It is not a romance. Please do not go in like I did where you expect a romance. It is not a romance. It is not a romance book. There are like little droplets of romance, and that author is known for being a romance author. However, this specific book is not a romance. The book also felt like a 300-page anxiety attack. And Paris used his anxiety and kind of just like his, I don't even know, just kind of like how he interacted with the world and kind of like his quirks. He used them as quirks and not as him being like very intolerant and just like very rude. And honestly, at that point, I didn't even want them to be together. They didn't even really end up together. It ends on them like having a kiss. It was just, he was so privileged and so up his own problems and just like did not want to take any responsibility for himself. Didn't even really go see any therapist. Like his anxiety gave me anxiety, which might have been the point in some cases, but like they used his anxiety as an excuse for him to be blatantly like kind of racist, very rude, very entitled, very privileged, very like it's my way or no way situation. And again, it wasn't a romance book. It was a very high stress plot line for what was essentially like the Great British Bake Off kind of situation. It was exhausting. I did not have fun with it. So do not go in expecting a romance. It is not a romance. I'm sorry. The Eden's Legacy Story by Devney Perry. I gotta tell y'all, it maybe takes you 30, 45 minutes to get through. It's not a long story at all. It is a novella. Goodreads counted it as a full book, so you know I am too. It was good. It was good. You got to see how the parents got together, and technically they were a second chance kind of romance because they dated in high school, and then it's like 6 years later and they're seeing each other again. And then she's getting there not realizing that he's gonna be there, that it's not just a girls' weekend, like everyone brought their significant others, and then he also, since he's friends with like the boyfriends of the group, that he's gonna come too. It was so good. It actually was really cute. I liked kind of just like their conflict. I loved the little resolution. I just loved their banter back and forth. There was a part literally at the end too where he's just like, so I'm thinking 7 or something. And she's like, 7 what? And he's like, kids. And you're just like, I know what the future is going to look like for y'all. And of course, because it's like the prequel novella, right? But I love the Eden series. I love Devney Perry. It was just really cute. So it is a very, very short read. Do not expect like a 200-page, it's going to take you a couple hours to get through novella. It's not like that at all. I was really done while waiting for my airplane to arrive at the gate. But it was really, really cute. So yeah, 4 to 5. If the Sun Never Sets by Anna Huang. It is technically like a part 2. And it's like the second part of that duet. I really liked the first book. This one is like somewhat in the future. I want to say maybe like 5 years into the future, something like that, where they haven't seen each other. And if you read the first book, you kind of know that they did not end on very good terms. Like some stuff kind of went down, whatever. So, it kind of takes off. It starts taking place like 5 years in the future, and they have to work together. And it was good, but I feel like once you got to like the 60% mark, it started getting a little slow for me. And again, I did that one as an audiobook as well. So I feel like maybe audiobooks for me just like weren't it, or maybe it was just like the narrators, or I don't know what it was. But I didn't really enjoy it. I gave it a 3 out of 5, which is very odd because I usually enjoy Anna Huang books and like am in love with them. But yeah, so that one was a 3 out of 5. I might go back later and see how I feel if I just read it myself without an audiobook. But yeah, 3 out of 5 for that one. I got the arc for Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner. I absolutely loved it. 6 out of 5. Candy knows how to deliver a sports romance. For sure. Knows how to deliver some spice and definitely knows how to write banter because their banter was everything and more. I love this series already. This is the first book. I think it's supposed to be a 5-book series. If I'm right, I do believe it's 5 books. It's going to be. But we're already off to a great start. This girl's like a social media kind of person. Gets to do like a whole month-long kind of like 24/7 experience with like this rookie who's like high profile in the NHL, and gets to travel with him and gets to do like little videos. Basically my dream job, like getting to work with an athlete like directly and getting to do the social media for them, especially in sports. Like, come on. So it was really, really good. The spice was amazing. The spice was literally so great. But it was really funny. It was so spicy, so much fun. I really enjoyed this series. Candy knows how to write a good sports romance, so I very highly recommend. I absolutely loved it. And last but not least, I got to read Minx by Sophie Lark. Let me tell you, that book is an infinity out of 5 stars. It is infinity out of 5 stars, and I will tell you why right now. That book was so well done. If you like the billionaire trope, if you love a very strong female main character, because she writes very strong females like already, but specifically very strong female characters, and you also like themes of like BDSM and just kind of like very, very taboo-y kind of spicy scenes where most authors I feel like kind of shy away from like those kind of themes. But Sophie went all in. You are not going to just get a cookie cutter vanilla spicy romance. You're going to get the whole spectrum on it. It was so good. There was every level of spice in there. It was just so well done. I loved their relationship. She's also kind of like a high profile like escort, and he's like so obsessed with her, and he's like, I'm gonna be your only client, like I'm gonna get you. He literally pays $3 million for like a first date. When will it be my turn, you know? But no, it was so well done. I absolutely loved it. It was just so good. It was so good. Like, I could not speak any higher about this book. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to get the physical copy on my bookshelf because my Sophie collection is so big. But yeah, I absolutely adored it. It was so well done, and I think everyone should read it as soon as possible. So that was all 36 books that I read for the month of June. It was a lot. I have very high functioning anxiety, but I hope it helps if you want to read any of them. My July TBR is absolutely so full. I have so many books in my room that I have to get through, and I'm also moving at the very end of this month, so I cannot guarantee that my next wrap-up video will be with this background. Hopefully not, because this background is very chaotic and messy and just too much. But yeah, so that was all 36. I'm gonna get back to reading. Hopefully I have some more recommendations for y'all next month. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to reading, and I will talk to y'all soon.